Podcast you listen. Welcome to whatever episode this is. Before we get started on our topics of the day, I forgot there was a subject I wanted to discuss with MC, considering that he's a baseball fanatic, and that
Oh,
is the ABS challenge
oh
rule.
yeah, that's right. You were talking about that. I don't know if we ever even got to mention that on an episode, right?
We went to a spring training game. I got to see it live. I just curious if you've watched it yet since you've
I
been watching
have.
baseball.
I actually like it. It's been pretty quick, and yeah, I mean, they got to strategically use it. So it's essentially for anyone who might not know, you have two challenges of a ball and strike. The pitcher, catcher, and batter can all use it. Now, if you challenge it and you lose one or two challenges. If you are successful, you keep the challenge. So it's actually kind of cool.
So I
But
pulled
you
up.
got
I
to
pulled up.
strategically use it.
So I pulled up. The only people are allowed to challenge are the pitcher and the catcher, like you said. No one from the sideline or the dugout can recommend the challenge. If
Or
they do,
the batter can for
that's
the
what I mean. The
opposing.
hitter,
Yeah,
the hitter, and the catcher, and the pitcher.
yeah, all three of
No,
them. Yeah.
no one else can challenge. No one from the field. No one from the dugout. No one can say anything. If they do, they won't accept the challenge. They will ignore it, and they have to do it within 2 seconds.
Yeah, there was one I seen where the guy waited a tad too long, tried
Yeah.
to challenge it, and then they refused it. So
So this thing I'm
it's
showing
crazy.
you on the screen is the Brewers have a method that they use that supposedly in Major League Baseball is banning the statistics of how they do this.
Hmm.
I guess you can't hear it, huh?
I can hear it. Yeah.
Okay.
I just heard every team will follow.
So this is their rules of their statistics guys. They're
Yeah.
saying that number one rule for them is that the hitter has to be confident.
Yeah.
If he feels it was a strike, then 100% they'll give it. If he doesn't know for sure, they tell him not to challenge it.
But here's the issue. Like I seen a challenge in the Cubs and Guardians game. So the this guy on the Guardians wasn't Jose Ramirez, which is their best player. He was like some I don't know if his name was Lucchesi or whatever. He was a second baseman, and he's not one of their main superstars, to put it that way. So he used it, lost the challenge. So, and I think it was, I want to say in the early third of the game, maybe it could have been the fourth inning. You don't want to use that, lose it unless you're absolutely sure, especially if you're not the superstar of your team. So now you just cost one of your challenges. If you need that strategically to keep a rally going later in the game, you don't want to do it with nobody on and you're some second or third tier uh, player on your team. You know, no offense to that guy, but
Well,
you're not Jose Ramirez, so you shouldn't be just using the challenge flippantly and losing. You're going to cost your team when you really need it. Then,
what they said the Brewers did was because during spring training game, but in the first inning they challenged twice and they lost both of them.
wow, in the
And
first inning.
so and so they said the coach was pissed off because he was like his players are just out there just doing whatever they felt they needed to do, and he says that you need to have a strategy. So
Yeah, no, he's
number
right.
number two rule here they have is that if you're a 3-2 pitch, 3-2 count, you should challenge regardless because they think you have a higher statistics of actually getting.
Well, if you're keeping a rally going, for example, sure. If it's the last out of an inning and you might get on, it's 3-2, sure, you could, but you better be damn sure and confident it was a ball if you're challenging a ball for the batter or,
Well, let's see.
you know,
Let's see what they're saying.
because it's a different strategy if you're the hitter. Hmm.
Sounds like Moneyball.
Yeah.
Sounds like it. Like if you get on base on walks.
Metrics, saber metrics. And all
So
it has to do is just touch that line. That's
Yeah,
the thing. They're
and
actually using.
I don't like that. Come on,
You don't
dude.
like that?
Seriously,
Yeah,
there's got to be a
there's.
margin for error.
No, there isn't.
And
Yeah,
it's
it's
grazing the edge of the
if it
box.
grazes the box,
They're
yeah, it's a
like
strike.
strike, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that is bullshit.
What's
There's no
crazy too,
way.
though, is I seen one that was just over or under it, whatever like that, for the Cubs pitcher, or whatever the pitcher or catcher challenged. And yeah, they lost that one too because it was just under it. And I
Here's
was
their
just like,
rule number 3: runners on base. Bases loaded is the best scoring position. Is also a good time to challenge.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And this makes sense because your chance to score is much higher when you have guys on base. So if there's nobody on, it's an 0-0 count. That's almost always a bad time to challenge. Now, here's a pretty interesting rule. Having no outs is a much better time to challenge than when you have 2 outs. And this might seem a little bit odd at first, but you can think about it like this. A no-out walk tends to score a lot more than a 2-out walk. So
Yeah, that's what I was telling you earlier. If it's just you and you're, but like a bum, I don't want to say bum because they're still better than most of the players in there. A lower. You're not a super.
They're the bench.
Yeah,
They're the
if you're
bench.
not a superstar in a team,
You're the bench.
you should be judiciously using it because if you're the 3, 4, 5 hitter, or maybe first through 5 spots for sure, you should have the leeway. If you're the bottom guy, like
6, 7.
6, 7, 8, 9, you really better be sure.
Sometimes nine. Sometimes the 9 batters are good. You got to look at the rotation, right? You got to look at the rotation. Normally the first batter is not. You sometimes coaches put it because I coached. Sometimes the first batter is not your best hitter. He's just a good base runner.
Yeah.
Your hope is that he always gets on base somehow, walking or something.
Yeah.
Usually your second batter is your okay hitter, but he's still not the greatest. Your third and fourth guy that you use. So if you can get him on base, you got 3rd, 4, and 5. That'll be your guys that'll get everybody home.
Just gave me flashbacks from when I was a kid.
Six is a good spot for just putting your shitty batters in. That's where you want to put them.
This was like independent kid baseball. I don't know if it was post high school, whatever it was. It was just, I remember on my friend's dad's team, he was coaching. I was leading off, and I did okay. I probably had a decent on base percentage, but I did not do any practicing. I don't know if I was even going to play the following year. I don't know if it was right after high school or whatnot. This was independent league, obviously. So I haven't fucking swung a bat probably at all. So I remember he convinced me to play. I played, and he put me right back in that first spot, and I just sucked completely. Yeah. Just was shitty, and I just remember how sad it was to be dropped in the batting order.
Because you got to look at it like,
yeah,
if it's 1, 2, and 3, right? If it's 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I didn't practice at all.
One of those guys has to be a guy who gets on base out of the 3.
Yeah, I was just terrible.
Then 4, 5, and 6, that's where you want your heavier hitters because you're kind of probably going to bat in that rotation quite a bit. The bottom, you want a decent batter at 9. So if he gets on base,
maybe now that the DH is in, sure. A lot of times they'll put another fast guy at the bottom.
Yeah,
maybe he's not quite as good as a leadoff hitter, but just so you have that speed when the lineup, basically turns over. So yeah. Sometimes the 9 guy isn't horrible. Like your worst
hitters, like hitters, not bunters. Hitters, not base runners. Hitters are usually the beginning, or they're right in that little 7 and 8 spot. Because that should you just want to. But sometimes 9 got to be a guy gets on base. 1's got to be a guy who can get on base.
Back when there were still pitchers hitting, some of the teams, I remember the Cardinals doing it. Maybe another 2 teams or whatnot. They started putting the pitcher 8th, and then they would switch the guy 9th. So that's a strategy that some guys, because a lot of times if the lineup, because somebody gets on, gets oddball, you want somebody who can hit still, in that spot, if it comes to that. So I think there is a strategy to that, obviously, besides the rotor tilling of the lineup where you have, instead of the pitcher lead off, you have a decent guy, then the leadoff hitter, and that keeps rotor basically turning over, rotor tilling, whatever,
Yeah.
So did you like it when you watched it? Did you find it fascinating? Do you hate it? Doesn't really slow the game down in the major leagues. I know
So
It goes pretty
it
quick.
doesn't slow the game down. I think it's kind of cheesy. I think it's the future of no. I think it's kind of future of
Yeah.
no umpires. The whole part about baseball, that's the fun part about baseball is watching umpires who suck. And then it's like having a bad referee, right? It
Yeah.
just makes the game that much more interesting where if you're like, you know what? If you have a shitty umpire, then you just can't leave it on the table. You can't just leave runs on bases. You can't not try to get runs. You gotta try, that's a strategy. When you have a shitty umpire, you gotta have a strategy to get runs in. But
Yeah, but if
when you have this calling system, we're one step away from what they're complaining about, AI taking jobs. It's going to be a computer generated
yeah, well,
umpire.
why couldn't they just do that? Because here's the thing, like if it's a rally to keep going and the ump calls kind of a strike on a one that's and I've seen that in a game over the weekend because I watched, a decent amount of baseball Easter weekend as we record this. There was some pitches that were decent out of zone. He called strike. They called it back. It was ball four. Basically, the guy got on base. It was a 3-2 count. So, I mean, yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
Like, but like,
they're not robots, man. They have strike
I mean,
zones, right?
they're human beings. Each ump
But
might have a
they
different
have
strike
strike
zone.
zones, right? They're saying that they measure the players, like this supposedly adjusts to the player's height. But still, how do I know that's fucking true, right? How
But
do I know this?
what if you're a dick who hates like you hate a certain player, and if it's close, you're always going to call a strike on him. Now you can now you're held accountable now.
No. That's the best part of
That's the
baseball
So
is
what is
when
he
you
going to do?
have
He's going to get pissed off. You want to see him get pissed at the umpire and get
yeah.
thrown out of the game
I
because
want to see him start arguing
so
now, and there's no going
now.
to be no more challenging up there, running, kicking dirt on the base
Well, as long as
because
you challenge wisely,
they
you'll
already
still be
do
in the game.
instant replay on tags.
Yeah, well, stolen bases, tags. I mean
Yeah, I mean,
that's well, sometimes that does slow the game down. But they're getting it right. They're getting a call. Well, most of the time. I
is
know
that what you
sometimes.
want though? Do you want that? Do you want it to be right, or do you want it just to be fucking entertaining?
Um, how can you complain though if he really is out and then they switch it? I know what you're saying. It'd be like in football, all right, his foot's right now, really not out of bounds. You want it, although those calls sometimes are shady too. You want it to be correct, obviously, and not win by a stupid method. Like at least if what are you going to do? Complain? I wish it was an instant replay. He was really, we would have won the
That's
game.
what I want to see, though.
Yeah,
I
but
want to see
if it's
bad
the right
calls. That's
call,
the fucking best part of
but
watching
like they
baseball.
want the right call. That's why they're doing
It's
it.
the whole naked gun.
So, well, think about
It's the
this.
whole naked gun when they throw the pitch and he's like, strike. And they're like, yeah. And then the ball's not even coming in yet. And he's like, strike.
Well, you might have seen this. Was it Galarraga? It was a pitcher on the Tigers. He had a perfect game, I believe it was, or no hitter. Maybe it was a perfect game.
Yeah.
And then he called. It was if that would have been in place, that would have reversed a stupid call the umpire made. And I think that was probably one of the catalysts for this because you just robbed the guy of history because of a dumb call, basically.
Well, let me ask you this. So the UFL
It was
this
probably
weekend,
gambling. He probably had a gambling debt.
the UFL incorporated a super challenge, allowing coaches to challenge penalties or non-calls, including defensive pass interference or holding.
Is that the Rocks League? That
Yeah.
used to be the XFL?
So I watched that during the game. AJ McCarron's a coach of a fucking team. AJ McCarron.
Drunk and starved for football. Watch out.
Yeah, I did. I watched it. So I even watch arena football if I fucking on.
I'll watch flag football down the street if I have to.
So, dude, I did watch flag football one time.
Kids down the street.
This is when you know that you're a sports fan. When I was down at my house, I saw Little League started, and it was down the field. I was like, you know what? I'll fucking go down and watch Little League, and I'll just watch Little League games. It's fun to watch.
You're back in flag. You're back in flag though, right?
I was down in Phoenix.
Yeah, but you're back in flag.
Yeah.
you're gonna get something for early birthday / retirement from me. So
So
tomorrow, I think it's due tomorrow.
thanks,
You'll just,
sir.
yeah, you're welcome.
So so AJ McCarron, there was a big play. Quarterback ran for 15 yards from the other team.
The guy who used to back up the Bengals.
Yeah.
He's out of the league.
He's a fucking head coach, yeah.
Oh, I said coach.
He's a head coach.
Head coach / quarterback. Or
yeah,
quarterback,
he's a back. He's just hanging out. He has pads on like the fucking what was it? The longest yard with like Burt Reynolds
and a headset at the same time
in case he needs to get in there. So they
I didn't think he was that old to be out of the league already.
He's not. He's probably in his late 30s, but
yeah,
the head coach of a UFL team. So this quarterback, Henderson, dude, runs for like 20 yards, gets a first down on 4th and 6. Everybody's cheering. And I'm watching. I'm like, well, that's pretty fucking good. That kid just scrambled and ran. And then so the challenge flag's on the field. And I'm thinking, what the fuck are they challenging? Like, wasn't a catch? What, that he didn't run all the way? He totally ran past the first down. And they said they're challenging holding on the offensive line. And I was
interesting.
Like, yeah. So they watched the instant replay.
So they want to make sure that it was actually holding.
It was.
And the other
it was
umpires or refs are going to look at it.
But it was fucking seconds. Like the dude grabbed him by the pad and pulled him, so the guy swung around. It happens all the time. And they brought it back.
You could pretty much call it on every play if you want to.
And they brought it back. And I was like, fuck that. That's stupid. Like, it would be different if the guy tackled him to the ground and just held on to him on the ground and wouldn't let him get up. But he just grabbed the shoulder pad and he pulled him.
He challenged that it was a holding, not that it wasn't a holding.
It was on offensive. Yeah, it was offensive holding. Okay. Wow, that's why the guy got the run. And I'm like, yeesh. That's
one of the worst things about football is when they call big plays back. That's one of the shittiest parts of football.
Then they fucking go for it again on 4th down. And AJ McCarron's defensive back guy runs through the receiver's back. He doesn't catch the ball. Game's over. Everybody's running on the field. They challenge it. Defensive pass interference. And they fucking bring it back because they called defensive pass interference and he scores and they win the game and game's over. And I'm like, oh my God, that just ruins that.
That's rough.
That's why you want to watch sports, because it's never perfect. It's not the fact that I want to see cheating. I just want to see like it's what it was at the beginning. It's supposed to be people make mistakes, people get away with shit. But of course, if you slow down anything in football, you're gonna see a penalty. You could even be like you have to say like number 73 was holding. So I guess they just watched 73. Even if number 64 is holding, they still just watch 73. But still, if you slow it down, anything's possible. You're going to see something. So now I'm looking at the baseball thing, this little white square, and the ball's like grazing the side of it. Okay, no umpire is going to fucking be that precise. And they're like, oh, look, it touched the square like a video game. And they're like, that's a strike. And I'm like, oh, that's just stupid. It should be completely in that square or not. That's just the way it should fucking be. Like, majority of the ball should be on the square. Because there's no way that umpire's ever going to see it like that.
How do you do that? You'd have to determine you'd have to take the circumference of the ball and basically just measure.
That's what they do.
It's got to be 3/4 of.
They showed one. They showed one was 2.2 inches away from the side of the box.
Yeah.
How do they know that?
I mean, in your scenario, you'd have to have what
three-quarters of the ball should be inside the strike zone.
But that's not really.
If you're really saying a centimeter would graze the edge of it, that's fucked up, man. No umpire is going to know. So now you're making the umpire feel like, and then of course, at the game we were at, the Padres game, every time,
I don't know if you're really making them feel that way, because everybody in the whole stadium sees the thing, including the ump. So
you want to know what? Here's what happened. Here's what happened.
Yeah.
Umpire made a call. Like, oh, you suck, ump.
Then he's getting
You're
heckled.
terrible, man. Jeez. And then
Getting heckled.
they
Extra.
challenge one. He calls it a ball. They challenge it. Catcher challenges. They look at it. They're challenging the play. And then the guy looks at the screen and they're like, oh, it's a strike. And they're like, see, you suck, man. You're the worst. And it was like, it barely touched the edge of the box. And I'm just like, fucking not even a robot would pick that up on a 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah. So, I mean, he can't have sensitive skin. So he's got to have thick skin when these idiots are
Why
heckling.
even umpire then? Just stand there and say he's challenging
if he looks
this one.
at the board and sees it himself, he's like, "What the fuck, man? Like, I'm a human."
I blinked.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a sliver,
But damn well.
if it's blatantly well outside the box and he called it a strike, he should be held accountable.
Who wants the umpire then?
But this is the new age. This is the new technology now.
Your whole shit of watching the line as an umpire in football is to watch holding. And they're like, oh, I want to call massive holding on that play. That dude was totally. And then the other guy's like, I didn't see it. And then they show it on a video camera and you're like, oh. You're going to be like, what the fuck were you doing back there?
I mean,
staring at the beer guy.
How much of that, if they brought it to probably the most crooked sport, basketball, with those crooked referees, yeah, they could probably clean that freaking sport up really good.
What would be the fun in it, though?
There wouldn't be, but I mean, there's the thing: if they keep calling fouls and fucking don't call traveling, I don't know how many videos you see on it. I see a ton on Instagram now of videos where the guy's going like this, blatantly traveling for like 5 steps.
You know why they say they let that go? Because people didn't come to watch rules. They came to watch the plays.
Why don't we just watch the National Street Ball League?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. But just let them play then.
Bring Bill Lambier back to just smash people down.
You're just there for flagrant fouls and just unbelievable shit. Other than that, a couple steps here and there, yeah, let it go. Because they want to see these $1 million players play, right? Yeah. It'd be like the UFC. If the UFC let people not like get them to the ground and choke them out, they just kept standing them back up, it wouldn't be any fun to watch. But they want to watch real fights.
So what's their ideal of a good fighting league? Where it's no holds barred.
Yeah, those are cool. UFC we used to let them punch them in the you used to let them punch them in the balls, and you used to let them do shit, gouge them,
punch them in the balls.
Yeah, punch them in the nuts.
I mean, fighting with rules is kind of an oxymoron, anyways, isn't it?
Boxing,
yeah,
boxing's boring. Boxing used to be fun. Now it's kind of boring.
When they used to bite people's ears off.
Yeah, let them tie up and then start freaking out and throwing elbows and shit. But I watch baseball now, and I'm just like, it makes the game go by faster. I agree with you. It does make the game a little more accountable and actually more precise. But then what's the fun in that?
But they already see. Here's the thing. Like, I understand if there's no instant replay on stolen bases or at close plays at first or all that type of jazz. Catches, is it really a catch? But since it's here to stay, this is just the next evolution of it. Basically, it's like a limited instant replay. Now, if they start adding 10 challenges a game, it could get more excessive. But 2 isn't going to hurt anything.
But they get to keep them if they win.
Yeah, they do. So you could have 10 if you keep winning, but
you just keep winning.
That means the umpires.
That just means the umpires are fucking horrible.
Exactly. So
then what's the point of watching baseball? Might as well just let the robots read it and say, this is who's going to win based on statistics.
Put a robot that basically is a square with legs right behind there.
No, it's going to be a floating one like the Jetsons.
It's a floating
drone. A drone. And when the ball's hit, it's going to follow the player around to see if he's first base.
It's a strike zone made of drones.
Yeah, that's going to be you won't appreciate baseball. Yeah. You will not appreciate baseball if it starts being monitored by robots. You won't. You fucking know you won't. You like watching baseball. You like watching the backyard
But what are you going to do?
Kind of the Sandlot shit. You like watching that stuff.
If it's technology and part of the game, like I said, how upset are you going to be if they get the call correct?
But
that's what I mean.
So you might
not like it.
So
for
that's
your team,
it. You just want accurate game. You don't care about the fucking. You don't care about the whole the romance of baseball, like the romantic side of it. You just want to see a fucking of a PlayStation game. That's what you want to watch.
But part of this isn't 80s anymore. We have to kind of
yeah, but I'm old, so I'm watching shit like I was in the 80s. I don't want to watch new stuff.
But
I'm already pissed off that football.
Why don't you just watch old games?
Oh, I already know how they end.
Maybe. It's a championship game.
They could change them.
They could change them. Well, that was what they did in there was a casino. Me and my sister came out to visit, kind of celebrate milestone birthday. So essentially we went to a casino in Kentucky, and apparently it's not legal to bet on horses, but they found a way around it. So they used races that already existed, and you could bet on these races. It was really weird. So this little rinky-dink casino, essentially. So you were betting on horse races that already occurred. And
that reminds me.
Really weird. Yeah.
I had a football game.
Yeah.
That was NFL that was on a VHS tape. This is how stupid this is. And you had to bet what the outcome of the play was going to be. And then after you play it once, it's over. You know what I'm saying? There's no other option. But you would put it in, and it would be like Walter Payton. Is he going to score a touchdown? Is he going to get tackled?
So what did you do? Did you do this with friends?
You had like a board game, yeah. And so you'd sit there and you'd pause it, and you'd be like, okay, everybody put their bets down. Like, what's the outcome of this play going to be? And then it never dawned on me until like after I played it all, like, I already know how it's going to end. And so once you play it, it's over. You can't play it again. You already know the outcome.
So you'd have to have like, it'd have to be like a Russian roulette. It'd have to be just like a spin the wheel kind of deal. Like, and then just grab a random tape that nobody would know.
So what it was like was you just, oh no, it wasn't a Monopoly type of game or betting. It was like you moved your guy according to what the play was.
Yeah.
So you were playing football against your friend on a board.
Yeah.
With little cardboard football dudes. But then you had to push play on the tape to see what the play was, like a big pass for 12 yards, and then you just move your guy over. And I'm thinking, but after you play it, that's it. You already know what's coming.
You have to trade with the other set of friends
who
would also be having fun with this type of game.
You're like, okay, I know you're going to get a big pass here because it's play number 3 on the VHS
sound like something
tape.
If there was no other sport in the universe but football, and you're just trying to keep something football alive. I'll watch tag football. I'll play VHS of old 1960s games with my friends.
Exactly.
I'll watch Pee Wee football and bet.
What am I gonna do? It's fucking ugh.
See,
that's what I said.
Trying to get into baseball, but you're like, I can't watch this with these.
It ruined
replays and
it ruined it. They might as well put wiffle ball in. Just let them play fucking wiffle ball. Put more seats in. Flag football at least would be more entertaining. There wouldn't be any holding. It's just quick plays.
You wouldn't think so, yeah.
Same with arena football. I don't think referees call anything in arena football. I think just stand there and watch them play. There's so much passing and quick scoring. It's like there's not enough to do.
See, I don't really watch arena football. So do guys get hurt a lot running into the boards? Trying to make catches on the sides?
They can.
Do they get hit into the boards? Is that legal?
Yeah, it's like hockey.
Yeah.
But they have to they have to get hit into it, and they have to like stop moving. Like they can bounce off of it.
The defensive guy, you mean, right? He can't.
They can hit them, and they have to basically like sandwich them against the board, like hockey, like smash them against the wall, make them not move, like just wiggle around. But they can't. You can catch the ball and like move around and bounce off. Like you can catch it and bounce off the board. So
You can use it as a ricochet and go towards the end
yeah,
zone.
there's this arena football, man. So one of the biggest things about arena
No sidelines football.
just bouncing off the walls. One of the things about arena football that makes it exciting is how much scoring's happening. But then if you're a defensive guy, it's not very exciting to watch because there's not a whole lot of defense. It's like because it's 50 yards, so they snap the ball and just chuck it. And then the same thing, they can kick a field goal from like their 20.
Wait,
So
the
they can kick a
field.
field goal
Wait a
all the
minute.
way across the
What did you
field.
say? The field is 50 yards.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
Yeah.
How the fuck does that work?
It's fast.
It's just like a down, just two sets of down, and you're in the end zone.
Pretty much.
Basically.
It's like two first downs. Like
But
that's it.
where do you start though? Obviously, there can't be any kicking, so
They start at the 10 or the
that's what I was gonna
5.
say.
I think they start at the
They
5.
start at the 5 every time.
Let's see what the field is.
Like kickers can't return to the NFL playing.
Yeah, they do. Well, they can kick it off. They can take it off the net. So when
Yeah,
they kick it, it bounces off this net that keeps from going in the stands. And
yeah.
they can field it off the net and they can run it back. So there is a lot of
Is there field goals?
yeah. So they kick it like I
Shouldn't they
said.
be able to kick a field goal from the 5 yard line to the other side?
So they do. That's what
Do
I'm
they for
saying.
real?
Yeah, they do. So
Yeah.
but the goalposts are really narrow. They're
Oh,
super
that's the
narrow.
difference.
So
Yeah.
yeah, just an average size.
It's just like
So it says the field is 50 yards long and it's 85 feet
they have to
wide.
kick
So
a foot. They have to kick a football into the what do they call that? The shaft from Star Wars where Luke has to hit the fucking thing to blow up the Death Star. It's just a
little circle.
yeah, it's a tiny
Well, that's
circle.
what that game was yesterday. Detroit Tigers had a game, and then in the corner of the right field they were sponsored by Little Caesars, and they had a little hole over the dugout, like back where the pitchers are. They had a
Yeah.
little hole with a net, and it said if anybody hits a home run in this hole, everybody in Detroit gets a free pizza.
Hmm.
And so I looked at my son, and I go,
Everyone with a ticket?
no, everybody. Yeah,
Everyone who lives
like
there?
how Taco Bell does. Like if they do score 3 home runs, everybody gets free tacos. So
Huh.
they have this, but it's probably like a 8-foot circle.
Yeah.
And my son was like, you know how hard that would be? And I'm like, but if it does happen, that's a lot of fucking free
That is a lot of free pizza.
pizza.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
So arena football is 50 yards long, 85 feet wide.
How
Uh,
many? How many yards long?
50 yards to
Yeah.
85 feet long is
So
wide.
the other side is 85 feet
85 feet wide this way.
from sideline to sideline
Yeah, so
is
that's
85
like
feet. How
so
much?
3 would be 30 yards, so it's less than 30 yards wide.
Okay.
Um,
How many
because
people line
90
up?
feet would be 3 yards. What?
How many
Right?
people line up? Is there still 11 people?
No, it's 8.
There's 8. Okay.
8
Yeah,
or 7. 8
so
players.
8
And
players.
then the padded turf surrounded by dasher boards, which is the walls. 10 feet wide from the crossbar, 10 feet off the ground is the goalpost. And that's it.
Excuse me. How big are these stadiums do you think are watching these games? Did I lose you? Volume wise? I think it's on my end. Can't hear you.
Still there?
No, no, I can hear you.
Hold on.
Technical difficulties, folks.
Yeah, my thing broke.
Ooh.
Not broke, but
Oh, it came undone.
I don't know.
Is it the dog? Dog keeps doing it so you could take her out.
Yeah, that's it. She keeps doing that.
Fuck off, take me for a walk.
It just like the Zoom thing all of a sudden just disconnected.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I watched it before. I actually had tryouts for them,
But
and
would you have played?
I would have had to
Defense?
play. I would have had to play. No, because back when I was playing arena football at the time, you had to play both sides of the ball.
Oh,
So I would have played fullback and linebacker. But because it's so fast paced and there's so much passing going on, you have to be quick, man. So there's only three linemen, and that's it. And the rest of them are all receivers and running backs. And most of it's a passing league because obviously it's not being very wide nor very long. Running's not really the option. And so they always pass. So they're looking for fast dudes. Why are you laughing?
I'm just laughing picturing the first year of the XFL. I was still working in Peoria complex,
How lame that was.
doing things. No, like there was a guy working with me on the baseball fields, I think it was. I don't know if his name was Lamar or what the hell. I remember buying like I don't know how many XFL footballs, just a few, and I had him sign it and just how worthless that was.
Oh, did he play?
He played. He was on a team. I can't remember which team he was on. It was the first
It's
year
probably the
ever.
Vegas team.
The XFL. I don't know. Yeah, because
Remember
yeah,
they tried to do in
it could have
Arizona.
been.
They tried to
It
do
could have
some
been.
kind of team too with another football team when they played at ASU and it was horrible. It was like the smoke jumpers or something was the name of the team and it was just they try everything with football and the XFL. I just remember when it first came out. Remember Vince McMahon came out for the scrum instead of the coin toss. They just put a ball in the middle of the field. He's like, "Welcome to the XFL," and he's trying to make it like football, and everybody was able to name themselves, and I mean, it's a lot like watching the UFL. The cameras would turn around and be like 14 people in the stands, and they're like, "Yeah."
Wasn't there a couple rules the NFL ended up adapting to? Like a couple things good ideas or something. Maybe it was camera shots or who knows if it was
They
something.
have cameras on the field. I remember they
Yeah,
did that because they liked it
yeah,
that they were like so up close and personal. And then
yeah,
they interview coaches now
yeah.
like they do in the XFL and now the UFL. They interview them like the UFL interviews them like right after they fucking make a play. Like the guy comes off the field and they're like, "Oh, that was a great catch, man. How you feeling
Oh, so
today?"
they don't talk to him in the ear.
No, they're like, "Yeah, yeah, hey," like the guy. That was a
Coach,
great touchdown.
coach, we need you to turn your mic on so we can listen to what you're
Oh,
doing on the
they
sideline.
used to do that too, but that's kind of like what they do during spring ball during the
Yeah, spring
preseason.
preseason, yeah,
Yeah,
spring training.
they talk to him, but I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of risk in that shit because there's so much cussing and stuff on the field. Like you don't want to jeopardize that. That's what happened to the XFL. There was so much cussing that I think that is it NBC that bought it. That was pro, and they were like, "Oh, we can't fucking show this." This guy,
He
fuck
hate
you,
me.
motherfucker! And it's like, what?
Rod Smart, he hate me on the back of his jersey.
Yeah, that was dumb. They get to name themselves, and it's just they might as well just let them fight. Like, just let them like hockey and just let them brawl. The whole scrum in the beginning was the funniest when they had like a ball in
Why
the
does he
middle and the
have?
dudes would run at each other like a
Weren't they getting
playground.
hurt? Weren't they getting hurt too
Yeah,
in
it
those
happened.
things?
It was like four. It was like four times, and then they were like, okay, because the first day that it happened, that guy dislocated his shoulder diving for the
Yeah,
ball,
I
and they were like,
remember that.
what? There goes our star player.
Did
What a
they did they test that?
yeah. Talk
See
about
what was happening?
putting in your scrubs. Eric, you're doing it. I don't want to do it. No, you get in there and do it. All right. Well, me podcast you listen. We'll talk about what's behind you next.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, I forgot about the baseball things.
No, that's a good topic. I remember you saying that before. Now that we've seen some games with it, it's a little more. We had a more educated opinion than we would have had if we would have discussed it the first time you mentioned it to me. I think it was off air.
All right. Subscribe. Blah blah blah
Subscribe,
blah blah
like,
blah blah.
comment.